Welcome to the Explainer. Today, we're diving deep into the massive Indigo V3 upgrade. We are talking about a monumental shift here, taking this Cardano DeFi powerhouse from an ADA-dependent system and evolving it into a true multi-collateral beast. Let's unpack exactly how this works under the hood. Right off the bat, you'll notice the sleek new branding. But hey, this isn't just a fresh coat of paint. This signals a completely rebuilt high-performance engine powering how we actually interact with synthetic assets, or iAssets, on the network. We've got a ton of ground to cover today, so here's our roadmap. We'll start with the welcome to V3, jump into multi-collateral and peg stability, break down interest and value flow, look at the bi-directional order book, dive into tokenomics and governance, and wrap up with the V3 rollout. Section 1, Multi-Collateral and Peg Stability. Let's start right at the foundation, how you open loans and how the protocol actually holds that crucial dollar peg. Back in V2.1, if you wanted to mint an iAsset, you were completely locked into ADA and its market swings. Well, V3 completely tracks the Cardano ecosystem wide open. Now, you can open single collateral loans backed by Cardano Native Tokens. We're talking assets like Knight, USDM, USDCX, and XBT. It really reduces that heavy reliance on just one single asset's price action. Now, what's really fascinating here is how they manage the risk. Every single collateral asset operates in its own customized, isolated risk environment. Think of them as completely separate, sealed vaults. You can't mix and match. It's strictly one collateral asset per loan. Because of this, each pairing gets its very own specific liquidation and maintenance ratios, plus its own algorithmic interest rate. And all of this is fed by lightning-fast, sub-second data from Pyth Pro oracles. To totally solve the headache of peg instability, V3 brings in the Peg Stabilization Module, or PSM. Imagine walking through an airport and finding a perfectly slippage-free currency exchange kiosk that absolutely guarantees your exit liquidity. That is essentially what the PSM is. It turns the protocol into a stablecoin swap hub where you can instantly trade proved stable collateral like USDC, AVX, one-to-one for a matching iAsset. And the genius of this is how it uses the open market to automatically defend the peg. Let's say the price of IUSD drifts above $1. Boom. Arbitrageurs are financially incentivized to step right in. They deposit external stablecoins, mint IUSD perfectly at a 1-to-1 ratio with zero slippage, and immediately sell it for a quick profit. That natural selling pressure forces the price right back down. It's totally automated, self-correcting magic. Section 2, New Interest and Value Flow. Let's lift the hood on the economic engine and see how this upgrade totally revamps interest payments. In the old setup, borrowers paid interest implicitly in ADA. And let's be real, that caused massive headaches whenever ADA's price decided to swing wildly. V3 completely eliminates that volatility. Now interest is simply minted directly as new iAssets and added straight to your debt. It all settles into one clean, easy-to-read total debt number on your dashboard. No more mental gymnastics required. So where is all that interest actually going? Well, V3 sets up an incredibly sustainable, non-volatile revenue stream. 40% flows to the stability pool depositors, another 40% goes straight into the DAO Treasury, and the remaining 20% rewards liquidity providers. Essentially, the protocol is generating its very own native revenue to self-fund its growth. Section 3, the bi-directional order book. Up next, let's check out how this upgraded trading engine revolutionizes loan redemptions. The old system, it was strictly a one-way street. You could only buy iAssets with collateral. But this new bi-directional engine completely flips the script. Now, you can deposit your iAssets and actually sell them for multiple collateral assets simultaneously. You can even set customized limit prices for each collateral type. It is a massive leap in flexibility for traders. And here is the absolute game changer. Your interest rate discount is now driven directly by real, actionable liquidity sitting in the order book. Simply put, deeper liquidity equals a higher discount. It's a brilliant way to align incentives. If you provide the liquidity that helps keep the peg stable, the protocol rewards you with cheaper borrowing costs. Section 4, Tokenomics and Protocol Governance. We've geeked out on the technical mechanics, but what does this all mean from a macro, big picture perspective? Seriously, what does this mean for INDY tokenomics and all the stakeholders involved? Let's talk about how this pushes Indigo toward a zero-emission future. Enter the superpower of protocol-owned liquidity, or POL. When the protocol steps up as its own liquidity provider, it literally hoovers up 100% of the trading fees and farming yield. Zero splitting with external LPs.
All of that revenue gets funneled straight to the Treasury, where it can be used to deepen liquidity, buy back IND, or be directly routed to IND stakers. It's a strictly non-inflationary value driver. 10 million. Let that number sink in for a second. 10 million. That is the huge chunk of undistributed INDY tokens out of a 25 million maximum supply that the DAO is keeping in reserve for a potential token burn. If the DAO decides to hit the burn button, we are looking at a truly massive deflationary event for the supply.
And quietly powering all this incredible tech is a crucial upgrade to Plutus V3 and the newest version of ICANN. You won't see the code, but you will absolutely feel the upgrade in your wallet. We're talking lower transaction fees, way higher throughput, and super optimized smart contract operations. Section 5, the V3 rollout plan. When do you actually get to play with this advanced tech? The core contributors aren't messing around. They've laid out an aggressive 3-part rollout timeline dubbed Indigo Limitless to safely but rapidly bring these new markets online. Here's how it's going to go down. Tranche 1 kicks things off with Night, the USDC Peg Stabilization Module, and highly anticipated Forex assets like IJPY and IEUR. Then, Tranche 2 expands those Forex pairings and adds new PSMs for USDM and USDA. Finally, Tranche 3 opens the floodgates, rapidly expanding collateral options for heavy hitters like IBTC and iETH. As Indigo V3 forces Cardano DeFi into this zero-emission, multi-collateral era, the real question is, how are you going to leverage these limitless new markets? With zero slippage stablecoin swaps, total collateral flexibility, and a strongly deflationary path for the IND token, the tools to redefine your DeFi strategy are right here in your hands. Thanks for tuning into this explainer, and I'll catch you in the next one.